Welcome. In this video, you learn about research methods. Understanding these methods is essential for conducting rigorous and reliable studies across disciplines in computer science. You will learn about the fundamental scientific methods, qualitative, quantitative, and mixed approaches. You will explore how to design and plan research and how to collect and analyze data. Finally, you will see how these methods apply to real-world problems in computing. Let's quickly recap the scientific method you have learned about before. It is a systematic process for generating knowledge involving these key steps: observe, hypothesize, test, analyze, and conclude. You should understand the distinctions between research approaches. Quantitative methods focus on objective, numeric, and statistical analysis. Qualitative methods are contextual, descriptive, and interpretive. And mixed methods combine both to provide a more comprehensive understanding. Quantitative research is structured, measurable, and designed to produce generalizable results. Here you see three examples. Performance benchmarks use hard numbers, such as comparing algorithms by measuring execution time with throughput, allowing for objective comparison. User surveys follow established models like the technology acceptance model, collecting responses on scaled questions to enable statistical analysis. And finally, A/B testing, often used in interface design, allows you to compare two alternatives directly, for example, comparing voice instructions with augmented reality instructions. Overall, quantitative research relies on numerical and statistical methods to draw conclusions on a broader scale. It is important that you clearly define what you want to measure to ensure your effort is justified. Qualitative research is exploratory, user-focused, and provides detailed insights specifically at early stages. Examples include usability testing, developer interviews, and observations of user behavior. Here, you rather work in depth with a lower number of users. The common methods you will use are interviews, ethnographic studies, and thematic coding. Thematic coding is an approach to organize and structure the unstructured viewpoints and comments you collect. This approach helps you understand the context and meaning behind user actions and experiences in early phases of research. Mixed method research combines numeric and contextual insights to provide a fuller understanding of a research problem. You can design your user study sequentially, one method after the other, or concurrently using both methods at the same time. For example, you might pair survey usage statistics with user interviews to explore not only what is happening, but why. This approach helps you validate your findings and develop richer, more nuanced conclusions. When planning your research, you should first clearly define the research problem. Next, you choose the appropriate method or methods for your study. Design your study carefully by identifying variables, selecting measures, and determining your sample. Don't forget to consider ethical issues through the process. If necessary, conduct a pilot test to refine your approach before full implementation. There are several ways to design causal studies. Randomized causal studies involve selecting subjects and randomly dividing them into two groups before administering the intervention. This design controls effectively for other possible causal factors, but it can be expensive and time-consuming to carry out. Prospective causal studies also compare two groups, but here the experimental group already has the suspected causal factors, while the control group does not. Over time, you observe whether differences in the effect emerge between them. Retrospective causal studies start with two groups defined by whether they already have the effect in question. You then look backward to identify whether the suspected causal factor was present in their histories. A word of warning as you conduct your research. Avoid p-hacking, which means manipulating your data or tests until you get a desired result. For example, repeatedly testing algorithm performance on different datasets until you find one that makes your algorithm look best. Don't share big data by selecting only results that support your hypothesis, such as ignoring user feedback that highlights flaws in your software. Ensure reproducibility by documenting your methods clearly. For instance, share your code, datasets, and parameters so others can replicate your experiment on system performance. Always acknowledge assumptions and limitations, like noting that your survey only included participants from a specific demographic, which may affect how widely your findings apply. Being transparent about your methods builds trust and strengthens the validity of your research. Finally, let's consider Occam's razor, an important principle in research and reasoning. Often, more than one explanation can help to understand a phenomenon. Occam's razor advises that what can be done with fewer is done in vain with more. This means that when faced with competing explanations, you should choose the one that relies on the fewest assumptions or puzzling notions. In practice, this means looking for the simplest explanation that adequately explains the phenomenon. For instance, if you can explain an animal's markings by being a horse, there is no need to assume that it's a special case like a zebra. In computer science, suppose your program crashes. Instead of assuming a rare hardware fault, first check for common issues like memory leaks or incorrect input handling. The simplest explanation is usually the best starting point. Applying Occam's razor helps to keep your research grounded and focus on explanations that are both efficient and effective. To summarize, research can be quantitative, qualitative, or a combination of both. Qualitative methods help you understand complex phenomena, while quantitative methods provide justification through measurable data. Throughout your research, it is essential to maintain transparency and ensure reproducibility to uphold integrity. Finally, remember Occam's razor. When faced with multiple explanations, favor the simplest one that adequately accounts for the evidence.